Hey guys, okay, so I've just arrived at the Mukdahan border and I've just parked the car in what I assume is the wrong car park because it's just full of trucks. I think this is mainly for like maybe workers who are going across into Laos, but I'm not sure. But let's go and find out. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I've not chosen a good time to record because what I assume are insects are making a lot of noise right now. So I'm sorry if that's very loud. Okay, so in this short video, I want to tell you about my border run that I had yesterday. So I told you in the last video that I was going to be doing a border bounce. So yesterday, I did that border bounce. As you can see, I'm back in Thailand, so it was obviously successful. I want to quickly tell you about my experience that I had doing this border bounce. So I was doing the border bounce with Laos, so Thailand to Laos and then back into Thailand. And I went to the Mukdahan border. I was told by some people that this is one of the easiest borders to border bounce because there's so little tourists that go. So I heard that the car park was going to be around 200 baht, but I think I went past the normal car park and went into a type of workers car park and nobody stopped me. There were some guys there, but nobody stopped me or said you need to pay, and I walked past them and they didn't say anything to me, so car park was free. So I walk over to the border, I buy a bus ticket which was 50 baht, about $1.50 for the bus ticket, so very cheap. So then I waited in a little bus waiting area which was air conditioned, which I was very happy about, but I was waiting maybe 5-10 minutes for the bus. There weren't many people on the bus, so I had lots of space on the bus. So the bus goes over the bridge called the Friendship Bridge, or the Thai-Laos Friendship Bridge. I think this is the second Friendship Bridge. So yeah, it takes around 5-10 minutes to drive over this mile-long bridge. The views are beautiful of the river, the very, very wide river, and the views are really beautiful, as you can see. So we get off the bus, I follow everyone else, but someone grabs me over and says you need to go over to the visa on arrival area. So I had to fill in a quick sort of visa on arrival form, which took me 5 minutes. I had to pay the guy 200 baht. I wasn't sure what this was for, because obviously nobody speaks very good English, which is kind of good in this sense because it means they don't ask too many questions because obviously border bouncing isn't it's not illegal, but it's sort of frowned upon, or it's not the right way to go about visas from the perspective of the Thai government anyway. So after that, they asked me for the full visa cost amount, which is around, I think total is 1,800 baht or around $53, but I forgot to take cash, which was very, very silly of me. I don't know why I forgot to take cash with me, but they said you can go to a little bank. So there was a little small like bank literally sort of in about 10 foot away, and they said that you can go to the ATM, which is just outside. So I went to the ATM and it kept failing my transaction. The transaction kept failing. I definitely had enough money on my card, but for some reason my card wasn't working. I go to a different ATM, still not working. So I go back to the guy and he says, can you transfer? So I get someone to transfer the money for me to him and he takes the money out. So it was all okay in the end, but the temperature at the time was around 40 degrees and I was getting a bit stressed because I was thinking maybe they won't let me sort of enter Laos or give me a Laos visa because I won't be able to pay. But luckily all worked out. So yeah, go back around, literally sort of 10 feet away, walk back around, go straight back through the border, get the passport in. There was no fee for entering Thailand, or there was no fee for exiting Laos. Bus ticket was slightly more expensive at 55 baht to get back into Thailand. Don't know why. So it's like $1.60. But the bus on the way into Thailand was a lot busier. I only just managed to get a seat, but it's okay because it was a bit swished, but it's only 5-10 minutes across the bridge. And as I got back through, everyone started what looked like they were waiting for like a COVID tests, but the guy waved me over and gave me I think it's a TM6 form, which is basically like a form that you're meant to fill in when you enter on a visa exemption or a visa on arrival into Thailand. They didn't actually give me one when I first arrived. I think in the big airports they just can't be bothered to give everyone one of these forms and wait for everyone to fill it out because it would take so long, but in these smaller borders they do. So I filled out this form, it took me 5 minutes. So I go up to passport control, I give my passport and this form. The only question they really asked me was where my apartment was, because I forgot to write the address. I just wrote the name of the apartment, and that's literally it. No questions. So no, how much money have you got in your bank account? No, why are you staying here? How long? you know, which is what I was worried about. Maybe they're going to ask me lots of follow-up questions about why I'm re-entering, but no. I'm not really sure why some borders maybe are more stringent or strict than others. I really don't know. Going to these smaller borders seems a lot easier than some of the stories I've heard about going to some of the more busier borders where lots of tourists go to do their border bounce or visa runs. Because I originally was trying to find a company who would take me, because apparently there's much less risk of being rejected if you go with one of these companies. But apparently at these smaller borders, it really isn't a problem. So when re-entering Thailand, I've reinstated my 45-day visa exemption. I think that actually ended yesterday, so I got the last day to get 45 days. It now goes back to 30 days visa exemption. So I've got my 45 days and then I'll extend another 30 days. So I've now got another 75 days on my visa until I'll have to do this again. So yeah, in total, the border bounce cost me around $55 if you don't include the driving to and from, because obviously it cost me fuel. So I was driving for around 5 hours total, so it's 2.5 hours to Mukdahan and 2.5 hours back, which again is not very long. So all in all, not a bad day out. Okay, and that's it for this video. Let me know if you've got any questions about my visa run. I'm not an expert, but I can at least tell you about my experience. That's it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Khop khun krap. Sawadee krap.